morning, everybody. Welcome to this demonstration. It's sponsored by the Italian Cultural Center and HB Store. This is purposely done for the reason of making people aware of what the Italian product is, because out there is a lot of limitation. The Italians, unfortunately, weren't as quick as the French to give a trademark to the product, so the product has been copied by everybody in the world, to the point that even the pasta you can find it made in China. So that's the reason why that the Italian Trade Commission, and you see there is some poster, has been working with HCD very closely. That is the only store that embraces the fact to bring authentic product from Italy. So the Italian Trade Commission did all this work, invested a lot of money to make people aware, and eventually they're going to work also on restaurant businesses to give a trademark of Italian authenticity. They're working on it. Right now, like the products, there is two pastas that I'm going to demo today, which one is a very well-known brand, the Casetta, and one is a new brand from old style, old school making, coming imported from Italy, and HCB found this product with the importer over here in Houston, and they decided to open a market for this pasta, but making people aware also of what this pasta is about. And the same is with the tomato, because the tomato, there is a lot of Roma tomato everywhere, or called plant tomato, or called in some time even San Marzano. San Marzano is actually a region close to Naples, so a lot of people just call it because of the shape, but it's not a San Marzano. San Marzano is like champagne from France. It's coming from the Champagne region, and the San Marzano is coming from San Marzano region. Now, there is San Marzano style, is a different situation. Then it is imported from Italy is one thing, made in Italy is another thing. Imported from Italy can be taken from Greece, from Spain, from Turkey, even from South America. But it's not a San Marzano. It's a style because the shape, but usually it's not the same product. When usually you find a product coming from Italy, it has a different flavor and different entity. So, certain that you will see what's different. For the purpose of this demonstration, I just did simply a tomato based sauce, and I will not much salt to make you try also the product. The reason why I took two pastas, again, the Casetta was very famous brand, but now maybe what people are not aware of, that are the way that they are done. Old school, when I mean old school, is an old process, is a process that comes behind it. But I mean, commercial grade is a kind of an expensive way to do it for many reasons. One of the reasons is the dyes that get used. For making the Casetta pasta in commercial level to satisfy the demand, there is used Teflon dyes, which last a long time. The Teflon dyes is very resistant, but again, a different shape. If you look, when you're going to look at the confection, you're going to see behind it says they're both imported from Italy, but this guy, one is Teflon, one is copper. So what it does, bronze, I'm sorry. What it does, the Teflon is resistant at all times. The bronze instead break easier. So what happened with also when it comes out, one is more shiny, the Teflon one, because it doesn't how can I say, it's like sandpaper on a wall, and like when you prime a wall instead it's nice and clean and neat. Well, the Casetta is nice, clean and neat, has a nice sheen and everything, also when you cook it. Instead the other one, the bronze one, is more with more pores, so penetrates the sauce penetrates in it, which gives flavor also to the sauce. It's old school, because in the old time, Teflon, they didn't know what was about it. On these days, actually, it's what we use in every kitchen. And then, for what concerns the sauce, instead, I decided to do something very easy, that many people think that the tomato sauce, if you look in this country, there is many versions, and it's not just in this country, because unfortunately, I've been brought by immigrants here from Italy, and in Italy it's the same thing, it's not any different. If you go in each city you go, everybody has the original recipe, and then in each house, home you go, that's the original recipe. So when you have like 100,000 people in Florence, the city I'm from, you tell me you have 500 original recipe. That's the difference between Italian and French. In French they say, well, let's set the guy. Italian, they don't. They're little hard-headed for that. They don't want to. So what we try to do is just try to offer the best product in the best way. Now, the simplicity of this one, basically is going to take, a dinner done like that, it doesn't take much time. Time to boil the water, 10 minutes. Time to do the sauce, another 15 minutes. So by the time you boil the water, you cook the pasta, the sauce is ready, the meal is done. So what I've done is just taking some extra virgin olive oil, put in the pan, and but you cannot bring it to big heat because extra virgin olive oil gets bitter when you cook it to a high temperature. So you have to really be careful. Then put a little garlic and sweat it. Sweat it because it needs to cook, and otherwise too much alive. For some people, they don't like it, might be too pungent. So that's what we're going to do, is to try to make it, sweat it a little bit, then we put the sauce and then the pasta to demo. I'm going to demo the both pastas, so you're going to realize also the different type of cooking. As is right now, how many of you, if you go to the store, will take the Cecco pasta? What's the reason why? Because you know the brand better, because it looks better, or why? Just because it's more popular. So, who likes the pattern of this one? Well, I mean, if you had it side by side, like this, which one would you take? This one or this one? That one? Okay, but it's just because the look or because the quality? Because this demonstration is important to show you old school and takes a different quality. Of course, the only HB carriers, why they cannot do that much of a production like the Cecco, they can sell any chain of store worldwide, but because also they do use different dies. For example, they use the front dies that they change it once a year. These people, they're going to have to change it at least 4 times a year. It's going to break quicker. Why? Because the dry pasta doesn't have egg. It's not soft, so going through the dies is going to break it eventually. The bronze is not as sturdy as the pepper. So that's the reason why. Yesterday, for example, a lot of people said they would go the Cecco, because even at same price, and the Cecco is considered the top Italian pasta. So Barilla used to be the main brand. How many people did know that it's done in Georgia, Barilla? It's true, it's done in Georgia. So that's the thing. People don't know. They see Barilla, they connect it with Italian product, but at the end of the day, it's not Italian. They become American. And also there is another major difference on it. That when basically the product is done over here, they use a different flour, different everything. Why flour is very important? People think, they can use all purpose flour, put d'oro, like a lot of chefs are doing here. Well, if you want to do like fresh pasta, you need to do 00. And in Italy we do 00 also for the dry pasta. The only difference, they incorporate a little semolina in there, and the semolina, what it's going to do, it's going to give it some more strength to be able to dry it and everything. Which is something you cannot do with the fresh pasta, because there is egg. They tend to dry that too, but it's not like they dry an egg pasta done fresh and serve it, because of course then they come across the process of pasteurization and everything. So I would say if you want a fresh pasta, just get it fresh, not fresh and dry, because it won't be the same product. And cooked different too. So what I've done here, I just put a little tomato and everything, and then I break the basil like this because give a different flavor. And if you cook it too much, if you break it too much, and lose the properties and everything. Instead like this, I wish I can apply it on you here, but the smell that comes out, and that's aroma, and you will see when you taste it.